of business, man. As we talk about 8 players likely to make the Saints 53-man roster. This is from The Wire, dropping a scoop. Shout out to John Siglar, always giving good content for the Who Dat community. Let's jump off into this, man. You a couple of days away from training camp, and let's see. There's still plenty of others who need strong performances in practice to seal the deal for themselves. Things are going to be different when it comes down to roster cuts. In the past, NFL was required a gradual series of cuts from 90-man players to 53 in one day on August 29th. Here are 8 players who positioned themselves well over the summer. So this is 8 players who he believes are going to do a good job of making the team. Number 1, fullback Adam Prentice. Prentice does have some competition. Jake Bogus, who the Saints signed for training camp trial, but he won these kinds of battles before and should return to start at fullback in the fall. No more of a traditional north-south running, blocking type of dude. Showed some versatility last year a little bit. Powerful guy. And like I said, Saints have limited imagination in the usage of their fullbacks, don't they? I mean, we know how to get the most out of a lot of our offensive guys. When it comes down to our fullback, man, we need a little bit more work on that. Number 2, Will Lutz. Lutz looked rusty last year while posting the worst field goal conversion percentage of his career, 74.2%. But he's been sharp over the summer and should fend off rookie kicker Blake Grupe despite some early flashes. I agree. I think Will Lutz definitely solidifies and take the position. I say Blake Grupe, the Saints should practice squad him if they could, man. Number 3, punter, number 5, Blake Gillikin. Gillikin had an inconsistent sophomore season with the Saints, and rookie punter Lou Hetley has a lot to offer. But this is training camp battle. Gillikin should win given the combination of talent and pro experience. Gillikin is a natural. 1 year he was with Tommy Morstead, and Tommy Morstead gave him good game in that 1 year, and he's been solid for us. Matter of fact, he was the lone bright spot last year in the Saints special teams unit. Blake Gillikin pinning people back with that coffin corner punting that he was doing a special job for us last year. Number 4, defensive tackle Malcolm Roach. Roach has a good shot at rounding out the rotation at D tackle, but he'll have to earn that opportunity. It won't be given to him. He's facing pressure from XFL standout Jack Heflin, undrafted rookie Jaron Cage, and his teammate Prince Emili returning from last year's practice squad. I don't think Prince Emili is much of a competition for Malcolm Roach. I think Roach, he's been here, and it's time for Malcolm Roach to take that next step. He's been here for 3 years now. It's time for Malcolm Roach to step up. But I do like Jaron Cage from Ohio State, that undrafted rookie. So we'll see. But yeah, I like Roach a lot, man. Number 5, linebacker, number 52, DeMarco Jackson. Jackson has made some plays over the summer, but he needs to maintain that momentum in the training camp and distinguish himself. The Saints have a lot of bodies at linebacker and just a few spots to go around. This is time. DeMarco Jackson is going to show you something. DeMarco is going to show you something this year, so it'll be good to see him out there on the field making plays for the black and gold linebacker core. Number 6, linebacker number 50, Andrew Dowell. He has been a top special team player for the Saints in recent years, but it may take more than these contributions in kick game to make the cut. He needs to show he can fill in on defense when the coaches call his name. And like I said, a couple of years ago, he was looking pretty good for the Saints, and then the Saints kind of put him in the street. He went somewhere else, and now he's back. So, how far along is he in his development as a linebacker? Is he ready to take the next step? Because he does have some veteran experience under his belt, and if he could flash, maybe the Saints will see him, and he can jump past a person or two. Who knows? Number 7, safety. Let's see. Number 28, Lonnie Johnson Jr. Johnson immediately carved out a role in spring practices at the top of the backup at free safety behind Marcus May, though he needs to compete with young guys like Jordan Howden and smoke money to hold on to it. His versatility and experience at other spots in the secondary, like cornerback, give him the edge. So, yes, safety and play safety and cornerback. Saints love that kind of versatility. They can move around if they need to. So it's good having Lonnie Johnson here. Number 8, cornerback Bradley Roby. Roby should be the top slot defender for the Saints, and the only way he doesn't make the team is if some of the younger, cheaper players around him showing an ability to step into that role while holding up in snaps out of the boundary as well. The Saints didn't restructure his contract when they had the opportunity early this year, so releasing Roby would save more than $3.3 million. In 23 and 24, they have ample cap space, but that does influence decisions as the roster cuts at the deadline. Now, this is his 8th and final player, but my thing is, the Saints gave up a lot to get Bradley Roby here. And me personally, Bradley Roby hadn't done like, if we talk about plus versus minus plays, it's not a lot of pluses that Bradley Roby has given us, more minuses. I've seen a lot of really negative plays from Bradley Roby. I done seen an ample amount of poor tackling, like open field poor tackling, him versus some guy, and then he grabs the guy, try to hand tackle a guy, the guy swings him off. I've seen a lot of poor plays from Bradley Roby, and I'm saying to myself, Bradley Roby should be a solid veteran cornerback at this stage of his career. Why does he look so uncomfortable? And let's say the first year he came here, that was one thing, but he's been in the Saints system for a couple of years now. So this year, hopefully we'll see a more competent and confident Bradley Roby, but Bradley Roby is nothing special to me, man. He reminds me of with him wearing number 21. If he's still him wearing number 21, he reminds me of Patrick Robinson, when Pat Robinson with the braids. Remember when not the low cut haircut Pat Robinson. I'm talking about Pat Robinson when he had the braids. And that's when he put on number 20. That's what he reminds me of, and he plays like that. I'm like, man, the dude is just like not impressive to me. He's not. And we got solid cornerback play 1, 2, and 3, and Bradley Roby struggles like against 3 wide receivers, and why? So Roby, to me, man, no, man. Roby gotta step his game up. He one of those guys in the secondary as a veteran. Saints gave up some stuff to move and get this guy. He making decent money to be there, but ain't no way in the world, unless he is the 3rd cornerback, should he be making over $3 million on this goddamn team, man. Absolutely not. So anyway, man, that's the 3 people from the list for the Saints wire right there. 8 players likely to make the Saints 53-man roster.